Loretta and I will be right back with Lynn White and John. I'm so happy that you could come and do the show with me, Loretta.
Well, you know I'd do it, Tammy.
I know. You're my closest, bestest girlfriend
That's
in
right.
the business.
You're mine, too.
We've spent a lot of time together. We've had a lot of times together.
Yeah.
You came to town with how many kids?
6. Well, I had 4 and then had 2 more when I got here.
Well, I had 3 and one more when I got here.
Just a minute. Had 2 more. I didn't say it very good, did I? Had 2 more. 2 years after I come to town, I had my twins.
Yeah, your twins. Well, I have twins in my family now. Georgette has twin boys, and my daughter Jackie has twin girls. So they're catching me up on grandbabies real quick.
We're running the race, ain't we?
Of what year did you come to Nashville?
61.
Oh, see, you got here 5 years before I did. I didn't get here until I came in 65 and started recording in 66. And you moved from Washington?
Yes, and I remember the first time. Yeah, from Washington State. I remember the first time I heard you. I was in the car, me and my brother. And you was singing apartment number 9. And I looked over at my brother, and he was driving the car for me at that time and playing guitar and playing fiddle, J-Lee. And I said, mercy, where did this girl come from? She's going to give me trouble.
Oh, man. But we never did feel any jealousy. And that's really the truth, too. And I never was jealous of Dolly. You weren't. Or Dottie West, bless her heart.
The good thing was, I think more, what made us all work harder is having more singers all the time.
Yeah, I think we did, too. And the songs were tough to get back then. They were really hard to get. You know, there wasn't that many people writing songs back in the early 60s. So
well, I think that's why we made it, too, because we wrote.
Well, what are you doing musically? What's the latest thing that you've done?
I did a song that Doolittle wanted me to do. He'd been wanting me to do it for 10 years. I finally recorded this song. It's called We Need to Make More Memories. And he brought it to me when I went to Hawaii 10 years ago. And all winter, he'd stick this song on for me. And this is a song you should record. Well, I've recorded the song. And it's...
Is it a single now, or is it an album?
It's an album, and you can also get this single as video, too.
Okay. Do you remember when Richie and I came to Hawaii and spent 10 days with you and Do? How long ago has that been? Oh, gosh.
That was the last time I was over there, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was next to the last time.
And what year? I can't remember.
Oh, well, me and you and Richie wrote 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, Loretta and I wrote one song over there that we're really proud of.
We're going to record this song one day.
It's called We Ain't Done Too Bad for a Couple of Good Old Girls.
Well, don't tell it, Tammy, or somebody else will be writing it. But you know what town you're in?
Oh, yeah. We had the first 2 lines, though. I thought it was so great. I said, I didn't have a dime when I left. No, when I left Red Bay, Alabama, I didn't have a dollar. And you said, hopes was all I had when I left Butcher Holler.
That's right.
So, yeah, it was fun doing that.
And sometimes I wonder if that ain't all we got right now.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. We got hopes and dreams. Well, tell me, you have a house in Hawaii. Don't you have one in the Bahamas or someplace?
Yeah, but I don't get around much anymore.
You don't? I know when you and Dolly and I were doing the album together, I think you went to the Bahamas once, and I had just thought about that. But
yeah, we was over there was the year before last?
I think
last
so,
year?
Yeah.
Oh, last winter.
Yeah, it was last winter. It was when we were doing the Honky Tonk Angels album. And we did have an awful lot of fun doing the Honky Tonk Angels album. I called Loretta one night and I said, where are you? And she said, well, I'm over here behind Applebee's. And I said, okay, I'll come get you in the morning. So I sat there for about 10 minutes and I thought, Applebee's? What Applebee's? There's about 4 in Nashville. Where am I going to find you? So I finally found you, and we went to the studio together, we stayed together, and you came out the house, and we spent a lot of time together. And it was just wonderful. I enjoyed it so much to be able to spend that time.
Then she calls me back up, though, and she says, what Applebee's? I said, don't ask me. Is there more than one?
She didn't have any idea how to tell me to get to her house, but I found it anyway. And we did a song that you wrote, one that I wrote, and one that Dolly wrote on the album. And the one that you wrote, to me, is just such a special song. I love that song.
Thank you.
Were you inspired to write that song, or did anything? Do didn't have anything to do with the writing of that song? Well, just tell them what the song says.
Wouldn't it be fine if you could say you love me just one time with a sober mind? Wouldn't that be fine? Now, wouldn't that be fine?
It's a good song. It's a great song, and I'm not teasing Do at all. I mean, I just know you write from from being inspired to write, and I do too. That's
well,
how
a lot of it, you know, you just have to.
Well, you have to create things
up,
and make
sure.
yourself do things. But I think my best songs, and I think you'll agree too, my best songs are when I have just felt something, had something happen to me, or feel sad down in the dumps, and I feel more like writing, you know, about sad things and real things that happen.
Yeah.
So, Billy Sherrill told us that we'd never write any more sad songs after Richie and I got married. He said that would be the end of all the sad songs. And we haven't written a thing since we got married. We haven't written anything good or bad hardly in the past 4 or 5 years.
Well,
it takes a lot out of it.
that's good anyway, and
yeah.
if that's the way if that's what it takes, good.
That's it. Well, it's been great having you here tonight.
Well, it's been good to
we'll
be
go
here,
back to the
honey.
dressing room in a few minutes, and we'll get caught up on the rest of our talking.
All right, honey.
You know,
so don't come homeward drinking with loving on your mind. Oh, that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank y'all.
Music, starring Tammy, Wynette.
Lakeland, Florida. And George Jones and I lived there.
Yes.
And I will never forget that night. I told George, I said, let's slip in on Conway and Loretta and not let them know that we're coming. So, not telling George, I slipped a gown in my purse, folded it up and hid it, and we went to the show and we came in behind stage and surprised y'all. Do you remember this night? And when I got in there, you said, I wish you'd come to spend the night with me, and I opened my purse and held up my gown. I said, I did.
I did. She did.
So we went to the motel that night and laughed and talked, and then got scared. We were afraid somebody might be listening to us. We was wondering what all we'd said that we'd get in trouble for.
Well,
and we had a great time that night, but I just remembered that so much, and I go back on things like that. I remember when we came to Hawaii and stayed the 10 days, Richie and I with you and Du. That was so much fun.
We were both lazy.
Yeah,
Neither
we
one
were.
of us wanted to get up and make the other one a sandwich. This was terrible. This was. I wouldn't cook for her, and she had to cook for me.
I did. Well, I got to tell you while we're sitting here what I did when I was in the hospital. Oh, and I have to tell y'all, Loretta's twin girls came all the way from Hurricane Mills to give blood for me. They were so worried about me when I was sick, Loretta was. But the strangest thing happened. You know, I was in a coma for 5 days, and I was on a total life support system, and I didn't know anything. And I thought I saw George Jones in my room. And when I came to, I asked Richie, I said, did I see George Jones in my room while I was sick? And he said, yeah, you did. And I said, oh, God, I'd already been to hell and back one time. I didn't want to go again. And it just came out. I didn't know. Oh, God. But I remember he was standing by the bed, and he said, I know why you're in this hospital. I know what you're doing. He said, we're supposed to do an album together, and you're just in here, so I won't be able to pay for my new house I built. Get up. We got to do this album. So he was there, I think, to rush me. Yeah, that's why I got up. But I had so many friends. You were wonderful. You called, and Emmylou came up to the hospital so many times. It was just great. Us girls do stick together when we get worried. And a lot of people think that we...
Especially when you're close as you and I mean, it's hard. I looked at Du and I said, oh, no. And I started to cry, and I said, I'm losing Tammy, you know.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
We're too tough. We're too tough, Tammy.
Absolutely. We ain't done too bad for a couple of good old girls.
That's right.
Been fun. It's been a hard road, but it's been wonderful. I couldn't complain. And I want to say thank you, Loretta.
Well, I want to thank you,
here
Tammy.
with me
you know
tonight.
I'd be here if you called me and said, be here, I'll be here.
You've been wonderful. It's been great to talk to you. And I don't get to stay with you as much as I'd like to, but I want you to know that I love you.
I love you, too.
And we'll be right back. We've got a